You know I'm a He-Man fan, right?
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe. You guys know. Well, this movie is the first one that I'm actually excited about because we just talked about Bumblebee. Travis Knight is directing this one, and it seems to really be moving now, Steph. We're getting a lot of information about like the cast, and you're getting more and more people that are Tila's been cast, and all these people have been cast. Well, now there's a big rumor about who Skeletor is. And have you heard who it is?
No.
Take a guess. I kind of just gave you a hint.
One of the Jokers. So it's not Jared Leto.
Jared Leto is offered the Skeletor role. A new report at Jeff Snyder, the Insnider. And I love that people don't understand what that is. Someone the other day was like, don't you think that's disrespectful to say his name like that? I'm like, not unless you think disrespect came from the great Booker T.
Right.
Booker T's the one who said that.
Even I know that.
Of course. Jeff Snyder. It's my favorite. I just love when Booker T said that. Anyway, he says that Jared Leto has been offered the role of Skeletor in the upcoming live-action Masters of the Universe movie at Amazon, MGM, and Mattel. The potential news follows just days after Community and Glow actress Alison Brie has been set to play Skeletor's second-in-command, Evil Lynn, in the film. That scares me, by the way, and we'll talk about that in a second. If accurate, he would join a cast that includes Nicholas Galzatine as Prince Adam, He-Man, and Camila Mendes as Royal Guard Captain Tila. Those two castings don't scare me. Frank Langella played the Skeletor role in the prior 1980s live-action film, and Mark Hamill recently voiced the role for Kevin Smith's animated series. Travis Knight directs the film that centers on Prince Adam of Eternia, who, thanks to his power sword, turns into He-Man and is imbued with superhuman strength and abilities. He uses those abilities to defend his native planet and Castle Grayskull. The property is best known for the 1983 animated series, which was adapted to the big screen in '87. Knight will direct a screenplay from Chris Butler and Robbie Brenner. Todd Black, Jason Blumenthal, and Steve Tisch are producing. Masters of the Universe will score a worldwide theatrical release on June 5th, 2026. This is the first Masters of the Universe movie that I've been excited about. I don't need to continuously tell everybody my story about it. There's enough documentation of how involved I was with it. Shogun creator and or showrunner and writer Justin Marks was a part of the version that I was ultimately part of also, and he had a great take on it. And there's a lot of other things that science and fantasy, magic, and science needs to mix. It needs to be Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars. I feel like Travis Knight will hit that. The Alison Brie side of it scares me a little bit. She's not that she's not a good dramatic actress. She's done dramatic roles. But I worry that they bring her in for her comedic chops in this, and the movie does not need to be comedic. It should be fantasy meets sci-fi. No Transformers humor, no Marvel humor. Make it a sci-fi fantasy movie. And when you start to get into that, the goofy jokes here and there, that's when you lose me. But other than that, I like this casting. But Jared Leto, I'm so interested because so many people are on the fence with him. They know he's a really good actor, but at first I said to myself, I really Jared Leto, and then I said, wait a minute, Jared Leto's a good actor. I'm like, he's really good. And he plays good weirdos. And I think Skeletor, I wonder if they're gonna have him crack jokes, because Skeletor cracked some jokes back in the day.
Right. I just hope he doesn't method act on this one.
Well,
that's all we can hope for. And I know it's true. He gets dragged. Some stuff deserved. Some stuff it's like, what the hell, man? But others, it's like we forget he actually has good performances. So I'm not too apprehensive about that. I really like Knight. I think he's done some great worked on some great projects. Kubo and the Two Strings is one of my favorites. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
So it's exciting. I think that he's a great person. I want to attach to Masters of the Universe. I'm not as familiar with the property, but from what you've described and from his work before, it seems like a good match.
Oh, it really can be phenomenal if they can nail it. It just, nobody's been able to really nail it in a very long time. And a lot of the problems, at least when I was involved with it, were the studio cooks in the kitchen, and they didn't have the right people doing it that really understood it and got it. And like you said, Travis Knight, when it was the first time when I heard that somebody was attached to it, that I went, well, wait a minute. It was the first one that I went, well, this guy could do it, because I'll never forget when we mentioned Bumblebee a couple times on this show today. Ellis and I went to see that movie, and he and I saw the first Transformers together before we were even doing schmoes. We were performing in La Jolla at the Comedy Store that weekend, and so we had just gotten back. It was me, Ellis, and Ari Shafir, and we went to go see the Transformers movie, and we were both kind of looked, because we were both so psyched about it. We both looked at each other afterwards and were like, "Oh, all right, it looked cool." And then we were just bombarded after we did schmoes with these Michael Bay fart fests for
Oh my gosh.
right. Like
I'm dealing with that right now, Kristian.
God
it's
bless.
Crazy.
It's
and I
bad.
never said, like usual, like how we do. If we don't like something, I'm never like, you're an absolute anus for liking this. I just was like, some of this didn't hit for me, and that's okay. And they were like, you know what you should do? Shut your mouth. Like, I got so many DMs.
Wow.
That's like, you don't like Transformers? You should shut your mouth.
Really?
And
I didn't realize there was that
Yes.
much love behind it. The franchise stinks. It stinks.
No, it's crazy. I was like, maybe I shouldn't cover Michael Bay films because it's like Snyderverse.
It's not that bad.
No, I actually like Snyderverse.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of it. I'm just saying in terms of how hard.
How
they
like
ride,
passionate. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Michael Bay, but just in a not good way.
Yeah. Well, I was I those movies. Like, did you see the thing with Stanley Tucci when he was playing Merlin? Have you gotten there yet?
Yes, I've watched all of that.
Oh, it's like diarrhea. It really is. It's just nasty stuff. But anyway, my point is, we were just bombarded with that stuff, and we were like, oh God, here we go again. And yes, I'd see Kubo, and I thought it was a really good movie, but I was like, they're just gonna give him the Michael Bay notes, and it opens up with Cybertron. And I look at Ellis and I look at each other like we just found gold. And we had like these, all right, like, what? This is the one we've been waiting for? Like, this is, the guy gets it. He understands, he gets it. And I think John Cena, I didn't love in that movie. But for the most part, the rest of it was just really, really good. They understood what it was. And then, so if he's getting this, I'm on board with it. But I do hope that they go more in the vein of the 2000 and, I forget what I always say, 2002. It was the Cartoon Network. If you can find it, stuff, the Cartoon Network 2002 He-Man series is the best with lore and all of that. In the same way that I finally finished Shogun. I told you that, right?
Yes.
Finally
you didn't tell me you finished it.
I finally finished it. It's phenomenal. It was great. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished it.
Here we are.
Yes, we're
Finally,
now we're caught up.
Look at you like a human.
I know, it's fair. But it was good, and I have thoughts, obviously, a lot of thoughts, but I don't want to give spoilers for people who haven't seen it. But it was like that. I will say that you talk about Palpatine style, man. That's there's a full on Palpatine in that. In that show.
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, so it's this is Travis Knight doing this is pretty exciting. But I got to ask you guys, man, do you think this is a good move? You know, Jared Leto as Skeletor. The more and more I think about it, I'm actually on board with it because they got to make him jacked up because Skeletor was jacked. He was as big as He-Man was. I mean, they don't have to, but they should.
And is he always in the outfit?
So Skeletor, it depends on how. Yes, he always has an outfit, but the question is, what's the lore that they're going to adapt? Because the lore to me in the 2002 one was the best one, like the lineage that came before, who Skeletor actually was in connection with the royal family was done very well, and why he is essentially a living skeleton that is explained in the 2002 series. It's not explained in the 80s series. It's not explained in the Masters of the Universe movie in 87. They have an opportunity to really set the lore if they want, as we were just talking about, like with the Gollum movie, if they want to continue and potentially do a franchise, that's how you do it. So I'm curious if they're going to do that or not do that. But anyway, all right, that's it. Jared Leto potentially as Skeletor. I'm very curious if people think that will work, and if Travis Knight is the right person to do it. Please put your comments in there. Tell me exactly what you think. I was having a barbecue with the family, and I was going to go and we went to pick up some games for the kids to play, and I was picking up cornhole, and while I was at the sports store getting it, I kept seeing Liquid IV, and more, I'm so excited that people are learning about Liquid IV because I've known about them now for a bit since they've been on the show. Liquid IV has refreshing summer flavors like popsicle firecracker, it's got rainbow sherbet. It hits the spot when you need transformative, hydrating relief. I really do enjoy it, and it's great to have Liquid IV. It really is, and I love this popsicle one, so I'm showing it right now. You can choose from their line of sugar-free flavors. They have raspberry melon, they have white peach, they have green grape. So what you want to do is you want to tear, pour, live more. One stick, 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It's powered by LIV Hydroscience, which is an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. It's got 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. So indulge in hydration this summer with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV, but you got to use liquidiv.com and use the code BIGTHING at checkout. You get 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today. Use that promo code BIGTHING at liquidiv.com.